Hey there, friends and enemies, JoPaWrites here again, and we finally got an extended look at the day before gameplay. This game has been mired in controversy. It's been really wishlisted a lot on Steam. It has been delayed until the fall, and apparently they don't have the copyright for the day before. People are saying this game doesn't actually exist. We still don't know a lot about the gameplay loop itself, so I wanted to check out this gameplay, go over my thoughts, and really talk about the game as we watch this, because I have so many questions. So, first and foremost, I'm not sure where this game is heading, mostly because from what we've seen so far, it's got almost like the Division survival vibes, but without the classes, abilities, the advanced, like, almost sci-fi weaponry. There's just a lot of concerns I have. Like, are you going to have dungeons or raids, or what's the end game loop going to look like? Is there going to be PvP? Because everything we saw initially, it was supposed to be a survival MMO. And I don't know where the MMO aspect comes in, because right now it just looks like a survival game. We've got one other player with him. We'll see as the gameplay goes on, but again, I have many, many questions. Now, it does look pretty. The environment looks good. You see the detail of the city in the background. Not very dense with enemies, though. I don't know if it's just this location or not. I like the kind of ambient sounds with the birds and whatnot. We got pretty interesting music. Okay. Lots of crafting. Making bandages and munitions, ammo. Customizing your weapon. We've seen stuff like this in other games, right? Like a Tarkov or something of that nature. But this game is zombie focused, so I wonder how they're really going to make the gameplay interesting on a moment-to-moment basis. Are there going to be zombie bosses? Is there going to be PvE, maybe? And what's your ultimate purpose? Are you looting for better gear to go into harder zones, to fight harder enemies? Music is kind of good, though. I kind of dig that. So, pretty good amount of customization, almost like COD weapons you'll see with all the different attachments you can toss on here. That's nice. Up in the top right, you can see how much money you have, how much stuff you have in your inventory, that kind of stuff. Just trying to get a look at what we have going on in the game in total. That's all very, very good, I think. Probably gonna maybe loot up a little bit. The question will be how much there is to loot and how much, like, that inventory system definitely has like a Tarkov or like maybe Daisy kind of vibes. Looks like there's lots of looting here. Gunplay looks solid, all third person, even when ADS. Again, it feels like there's a lot of movement, like you're moving around a lot. And it does look like you're making your way into the city that you saw in the distance. So it looks like the map is going to be pretty substantial. But you almost want it to be a little bit more dense, I think, with more things going on at any given time. Rather than just like a big wide open space with not a lot to fill it. So we'll see. Maybe this is just the early gameplay that they're showing and it's not as densely populated, but I know on their Discord and on their Reddit, there was a lot of questions from like the moderators and everybody on whether this game was real, and there's been a lot of confusion with the messaging of this game. So the puzzle, it looks like it's easy to solve because it'll tell you exactly which ones you get right as you click through them. That's good. Now, there's no indication of what that did besides just setting off the alarm. It doesn't look like you have to be too stealthy, but I don't. Some of the sounds are kind of repeated as well. I don't know. It just doesn't feel like there's enough going on for me to get me excited about this game. This gameplay almost gets me less hyped about the game because am I just doing a run loot simulator with a couple zombies to kill? Because if that's the case, it's not really for me, and it's not what I was sold on originally, where it's supposed to be a survival MMO or MMO light. You've seen with like Destiny, that's not a true MMO, or The Division, but has MMO qualities. I feel like you'd want to show off a little bit more as far as combat, maybe a harder level of enemy, some kind of maybe a dungeon gameplay, or like a specific area that's more densely populated with enemies. So
if you are outside, please find a shelter or another safe place. All citizens are strongly urged to remain calm.
Pepsi. That's
All
funny.
citizens are advised not to leave their homes. Lock on.
I mean, the gunplay looks fine, but there's just not enough of it for me. So just like in Tarkov, it looks like you are drinking right there. Interesting. Maybe eating as well, I would imagine. Probably have to ration your bullets pretty heavily. That's one of the tall buildings that we saw earlier in the gameplay in the background, which is, again, it's nice that you're able to see something in the distance and then go check it out. I just wish there was more here, you know? I try not to be overly critical, but this is a game I've been looking forward to for some time. And now it feels like it's a game that just might not be for me, which is a bummer, to be honest. That being said, I'll continue to cover the game. Maybe the next time we get a look at it, it'll be more interesting as far as the type of gameplay they show. Again, a certain activity, certain location that might be a little bit more either action-packed or give me more of a semblance of how the gameplay loop. Like, why am I looting all this stuff? Am I trying to make money? What's the money going to be for? Silencer is a good idea in this game, it seems like. Sound direction is actually pretty good. It does feel like the sound direction that we were getting was pretty solid overall. Like I was able to tell where the zombies were coming from in my headset, which is nice. Uh, Again, there was no variety. That's really what's I think missing. You just ran around, you looted, you killed the same type of zombies. Just nothing to get me hyped, right? After all the problems the game is facing, I was hoping for something that I was going to look at and was going to be like, wow, now I really want to play this. I really have to play this. And it just wasn't there. And that's the most unfortunate thing for me personally. But I'll still check it out. I'll still stay tuned for more news as we get closer to launch. I'll be very curious to see what the depth of content looks like, what the reason for playing, what the gameplay loop like I've harked on a couple times. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Helps me out tremendously. Shows you want to see more content of the day before and other MMO lights on this channel from me. Definitely stay subscribed. Subscribe if you haven't already. My name is JoPaW. I hope you have a good one, and I'll catch you all later.